This is Moments with the Blair. I'm the Blair. Just having a good little Friday afternoon, getting my chill on. I want to talk about the most craziest thing I ever done in my life when I left the organization known as Jehovah's Witnesses at 17 and came back at 50. I walked away after I got disfellowshipped at 16 because I did not want to be involved with that. And I tried everything I could to get away from that. And I went out and met a girl in high school and we got involved and, normal things that teenagers do. You have intercourse, interactions, and my parents got wind of it. And I used that as a tool to try to get put out of the organization, thinking that my parents would not allow me to stay in the home because I did not want to go to the meetings. So they disfellowshipped me because I wanted to get disfellowshipped. And the elder at that time told me they liked me so much that they told me, well, when you're ready to come back, just write a note you're ready to meet with us and we'll let you back in. Just that simple. So I went about my few months being out there trying to leave home, told my parents I did not want to go to the meetings. My father said, you can't stay here no more. And I said, okay, well, I'll leave. And my father then retracted his statement by saying, no, you're not leaving, but you're going to the meetings. You're going to make me do something that I don't want to do. That didn't seem right. Kind of like fitting a sphere, a circle in a square. It didn't seem right. But my father was determined to make me do it and abuse me if I didn't. So I went to the meetings during that disfellowship state. And I got reinstated about 6 months later. And then I ran away and walked away from home forever at 17. I was so distraught that I left my parents' home at 17 through the basement window. Because I was so indoctrinated, abused with it, overwhelmed with it, had enough of it, that I couldn't deal with it. And I went on a 30-year walkabout. That 30 years took me through experience with the military, 6 years, a bad marriage, 2 children, a relationship, long-term relationship that didn't end well, to my second marriage. That 30 years circumference, all of that. Going to court because of my behavior and everything that circumference with that. It didn't fit. So I decided to say one day, after snorting some coke one day with a couple associates I thought were friends, I said, the only place I know I can get a free meal is going back to the Kingdom Hall. So I went. But I went with a purpose. And this is how I learned to use what they do in a dark kind of way. I made them pay homage to me, just like I was one of the governing body. I told them I was baptized in 1975, and I walked away for 30 years. I went to the gospel scene, sang in church, did my thing on that circuit, that network. Got a little bit known about it, done some things. They were impressed. When I came back, their arrogance was so enthused about getting somebody as a member like me that walked away from that time frame that came back, that they got the district overseer involved. Oh, really? This is the pimp working the pimp. This is how you work the pimp. I said, oh, really? So the district, no, not circuit, but the district overseer, the big dude over the circuit. He had the district, big time. So this dude comes, white dude comes talk to me, right? And he's saying, he talked anything but the Bible. He was talking about his parents. He was talking about his upbringing, and I was telling him about mine. And we were like two cats talking with elders sitting in the room. And the elders couldn't say shit because they were not around back then. And I realized that I had some power, even though I was never an elder or a ministerial servant, or never gave a number 3 talk, but only gave a fascinating Bible reading. So I got to be, after my 30-year walkabout coming back, I got to be the talk of the town. They laid out the single pioneers for me. I was single. You know, I never wore the same suit twice, y'all. I was single. So they laid out the pioneers to try to get me married, to make me an elder, a strong brother. And I played on their concept of that. But behind the scenes, I was cool with my conscience. And I let them know that there are boundaries to everything. So, make a long story short, they laid out the full spread. And when I didn't comply, they even paid my rent for me when I was going through some tough times, because I was going through some tough times. And I had to pull from what I learned from that to make them help me recover because of what they'd done to me. Now, some people might say I misused their abilities, and some people may say that I did the right thing. Who's to say? Who's to choose? But in my perspective, I did what I had to do because I understood how they operate. They don't give a shit about you, so why should I give a shit about them? And if they violate my boundaries, then there was one kind of way I was going to do what they do during the day. I was going to do it at night. They want to knock on your doors during the day. I was going to knock on your door at night. They wanted to come out and talk to you in a committee meeting. I was going to come to your door and talk to you about it, what the issue you had with me. And I was cool with that. Like a thief in the night, I was going to come and talk to you. But when those opportunities presented itself and I presented myself to address the situation in the nighttime, where were you? You couldn't come out and address me. Is that a man? So your whole game is hype. Organization, governing body. You're preying on the psyche of weak-minded individuals, and you got them so locked into a concept that doesn't even exist. To make a long story short, after my 30-year walkabout and I came back, I saw a different type of witness. It got to the point that I had them so buffaloed that one of the elders that was allegedly studying with me, told me that he said, you know something, Wayne, you know what you are to me? I said, what's that, brother? He said, you're my student. And you know what my response to him? I said, man, let me tell you something, champ. Never underestimate your people that you deal with, because I've probably forgotten more than you know in this situation. To this very day, this man cannot look me in the face. So people that are in the organization, protect your life. Protect yourselves. Because don't get so locked into the free meals, the fellowshipping that is artificial, that when you get sick and you need resources that are not essential, they're not essential to them. They want you there to serve their purpose. That is the work of Satan. So my question is to you, those ones who are still classified as Jehovah's Witnesses. When was the last time you heard Satan speak? And are you sure what you're listening to is Jehovah? This is Moments with the Blair. I'm out.